It's Fuck Yeah Friday.
Fuck yeah!
Get ready for some wins.
Welcome to the Be It Till You See It podcast, where we talk about taking messy action, knowing that perfect is boring. I'm Lesley Logan, Pilates instructor and fitness business coach. I've trained thousands of people around the world, and the number one thing I see stopping people from achieving anything is self-doubt. My friends, action brings clarity, and it's the antidote to fear. Each week, my guests will bring bold, executable, intrinsic, and targeted steps that you can use to put yourself first and be it till you see it. It's a practice, not a perfect. Let's get started.
Oh, and stick around to the very end because we got some outtakes. That's been happening.
There's always outtakes, and the team does collect them for bloopers on the YouTube, but we're adding them into the end of the pod because you know what? You need to know that we are not perfect. You're not perfect.
And
Nobody's
we're
perfect.
enjoying the process.
And we are enjoying that. So have a good laugh on our behalf. Love you. Welcome back to Fuck Yeah Friday. I'm freaking stoked that you're here. Oh my gosh, these are so fun. So you guys can send your wins in to the Be It Pod. There are ways to do it. I'm sure it's in the show notes. You also can just hit up on the DMs. And if you're an OPC or agency member or Elevate mentee, the green heart lets me know. And so Liz Topin, you're today's FYF, and I got the green heart with a finger pointing to it, so I did not miss it. So Liz had a client reschedule her original time slot for tomorrow last week. Then today wanted to get back in her usual slot because the appointment she gave me up for moved her to a later time, if that makes sense. So literally she's like, oh, I'm going to move my Pilates session because I moved this other thing. And then the other thing moved her again. And she's like, okay, I'm going to try to move back in. I told her I'd all rearrange my schedule and couldn't fit her in. #boundaries. Boom. Fucking love this. This is, an abundance mindset right there because she also is training her client. You don't get to move me around. Right. This is a time you protect for yourself.
Brad's live on this episode today.
Oh, Brad's here. Brad's here. He's got a win he wants to share. So anyways, whether or not you're a teacher, let me just tell you how you see this for yourself. We train people how to treat us. If you've got a friend who always flakes on you, you have trained them that they can flake on you.
It's true.
All right. So use this win to inspire you to #boundaries. Thanks, Liz. She's an agency and she's been kicking fucking ass. It's just been so fun to see her growth.
Yeah, me too. Especially because I remember she was really, really worried when she first joined the coaching group. And now to see her better part of a year later.
Oh my God.
A different business, a different mindset. It's just so fun.
It's so fun.
Very excited for you, Liz.
Yeah, way to go.
Yeah. Okay, I'm so happy to be here on Fuck Yeah Friday. This is first time for me.
First time, long time listener, first time caller right here.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to say that. Long time listener, first time caller.
I love it. Amazing. All right. So we are working really hard over at onlinepilatesclasses.com, and we have a lot of things happening right now. If you haven't heard, we just launched a mobile app for OPC. And is available on both Apple and Android. And it has been this thing that we've wanted to do for years. And it was always just this crazy expensive project way out of our control. And now with technology, we found an amazing partner to work with that has helped us really make it viable. And it's awesome. We're so fired up about it. It actually also has the pod in there. It has YouTube in there. It has our events, our tour. It's a one-stop shop for things that we've got going on. And that I'm super, super fired up about it. In addition to that, we actually had the most sales we've ever had on Amazon selling our flashcards over there. It has been a multiple year project and it is growing, each month. We get a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. And all of a sudden it was oh shit, this is actually real. And I wish it happened a whole lot faster, but I love that it's happening and it's exciting that we have a long future ahead of us there.
Famous last words. I wish it happened a whole lot faster.
Words. Yeah. We were an overnight success, 7,000 days later. Plus, hey everyone, we were finally able to trademark onlinepilatesclasses.com.
That means there's a little R. There's a little R after it.
And that was a multiple year waiting process because it takes so freaking long. And then finally, of course, y'all know we've launched a brand new website and it has been just like night and day difference. And we are starting to see different people joining it because guess what? It loads really fast and it's fun and easy to use.
It loads like 2023.
So anyway, wow, lots going on for us at OPC, and thanks for letting me share.
Yeah, so I have a few wins that I want to share. So first of all, you all know from the last FYF that like I went on a girls' weekend and into Connecticut, and I just want to say like at that girls' weekend, I have some wins from that. The first speaker, I read her bio, and I was instantly like, oh my gosh, she's so amazing. She's like 20-time best-selling author.
Wow.
Right? She's like spoken all over the world. Her name has a doctor in front of it. And so she goes up to like, so I've now like got this whole story in my head about her, right? Because I'm like, oh my gosh, like she's amazing. So she comes, by the way, I'm in the front row because I'm now a front row person, not at church, but like, no, we don't go to church, but if we did, I'm never going to be in the front row. But for a personal, inspirational, professional development event, I was like front row, VIP status. Yes, that's what I had on my sign. So she's speaking. I'm like, I'm gonna love her. I'm gonna bring her on the pod. By the way, she's gonna be on the pod.
Love it.
But spoiler alert. So let me tell you how that happened. I was so intimidated by her because she's so amazing, and I really wanted to be on the pod. And I figured I would just like take her picture, post some stories, give her a little love, and then like follow up later. Well, we got to be in line together with lunch, and there's 2 lunch lines. And the lunch line I picked, there's like barely enough iceberg lettuce for a salad and had 1 tomato. And I had just grabbed the last bit of iceberg lettuce and 1 tomato and put on my plate when she came up. And I looked at her, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't leave you any iceberg lettuce or tomatoes. Cheryl, I didn't realize that anyone was behind me, and I have the last tomato, but that one over there looked like it was 4 tomatoes. So she joked and went over there, but I was like, I really wanted to talk to her. Like I wanted to like, aside from that, right? But she had to go the other line because that's what the iceberg lettuce was. Anyways, fast forward, end of the day. I'm standing around with Corrine waiting for her to get her picture taken, and Cheryl comes up to me and she's like, you seem so fun and approachable. I really want to get to know you. Can I take a picture with you? Yes. She wanted to take a picture with me. I'm not speaking. So we ended up talking. We trade information. She's been on the podcast. We're having a coffee date. Here's the win in that. I did not let my story about her being up here on this pedestal and me being in my little chair in the VIP section keep me from being my absolute best self, true self, in front of her. And this is for all of you who get a little shy around people that you're like, oh my God, I admire that person so much. They feed off of knowing how much you learn from them. And they honestly want to learn from you too. So that is one of my wins. And also the OPC app is alive and it's well, and it's amazing.
That's a cool win. That's a great win.
Not fun.
Yeah. I mean, also, what a great weekend. That I know you described it to me in detail, but awesome. Really fun.
I met some amazing women. I also didn't go outside for 2 days, which is so weird. That was not a win.
That's funny.
But I met so many amazing women, and I really credit like when you do work on yourself. You're listening to this podcast. This is self-development. When you do work on yourself, you get to know yourself more. It's as an introvert. Do I like being in big crowds of people for 9 hours straight? No, there was 0 time for me to be by myself unless I was in my shower. But you actually get to know yourself even more, and you get to celebrate the work that you've done when you put yourself in these weird situations. And I just like, I'm celebrating the fact that like, I did not normally the old Lesley, the 2019 Lesley would have probably waited till Tuesday to follow up with her
on Instagram.
Yeah. And instead, when she said, oh my God, you seem so fun. I'm like, I want you on my podcast. I'm stalking you later. I literally looked in her eyes and said, I'm going to stalk you later. I want you on my podcast. She's like, let's do it. So like, be yourself. Awesome. You guys, it's a fucking win. And we want to share your wins on this podcast. So make sure you send them in. And until next time, be it till you see it.
Bye for now.
That's all I got for this episode of the Be It Till You See It podcast. One thing that would help both myself and future listeners is for you to rate the show and leave a review. And follow or subscribe for free wherever you listen to your podcast. Also, make sure to introduce yourself over at the Be It Pod on Instagram. I would love to know more about you. Share this episode with whoever you think needs to hear it. Help us and others be it till you see it. Have an awesome day.
Be It Till You See It is a production of the Bloom Podcast Network.
It's written, filmed, and recorded by your host, Lesley Logan, and me, Brad Kroll.
It is produced and edited by the Epic team.
Our theme music is by Ali at Apex Production Music, and our branding by designer and artist Gianfranco Chofi.
Special thanks to Melissa Solomon for creating our visuals and Semena Velazquez for our transcriptions.
Also to Angelina Herrico for adding all the content to our website, and finally to Meredith Kroll for keeping us all on point and on time. All right, this is the FYF. All right, this is the FYF for what? Do we know what date?
Oh yeah, we do. Hold on.
We does.
That was James Patrick.
The other file, that was James Patrick. But this file.
Is that helpful? Is that helpful?
I forgot to say what the other file was that we did earlier.
You screwed up.
My bad.
Okay, ready?
Yeah, I'll let you
It's my show.
lead it in.